Breaking Free: The Effects of Bad Relationships and How to Heal, by Dr. Jonathan Schuma. Not all relationships are created equal. Some can uplift us, inspire us, and drive us to become the best versions of ourselves. But there are others that have the opposite effect. Relationships that drain our energy, diminish our self-worth, and leave us questioning our value. These are the bad relationships, and their impact can be more far-reaching than we often realize. In this chapter, we will explore the damaging effects of toxic relationships, and more importantly, how to free ourselves from them and build healthier, more fulfilling connections. 1. The toll of toxicity. Toxic relationships come in many forms. They could be with a partner, a friend, a colleague, or even a family member. What defines a toxic relationship is its ability to undermine our sense of self, disrupt our mental and emotional health, and create a cycle of negativity that we can't seem to escape. One of the most insidious aspects of toxic relationships is their ability to erode our self-esteem. When we are constantly criticized, belittled, or made to feel inadequate, we begin to internalize these negative messages. Over time, we lose confidence in ourselves and start doubting our abilities, our worth, and our place in the world. The person who was once a source of comfort becomes a source of pain. In toxic relationships, the dynamic often feels unbalanced. One person may dominate the other, whether through manipulation, control, or emotional abuse. The constant emotional roller coaster, alternating between moments of love and affection and moments of cruelty or neglect, creates an environment of uncertainty. You never know where you stand, and the unpredictability can be draining. The fear of upsetting the other person can lead to walking on eggshells, suppressing your own needs, and losing sight of who you truly are. 2. The emotional and mental impact. The emotional toll of bad relationships is profound. A person in a toxic relationship may feel constantly anxious, depressed, or emotionally exhausted. The sense of self-doubt and confusion can cloud judgment, making it difficult to make decisions or trust oneself. Anxiety about the relationship, whether it's fearing the next argument, anticipating hurtful words, or worrying about being abandoned, can create a state of constant emotional turmoil. Additionally, toxic relationships often stifle personal growth. When we're caught up in trying to please someone else or constantly dealing with emotional upheaval, we lose sight of our own goals and aspirations. We may find ourselves compromising our dreams, values, and boundaries just to keep the peace or avoid confrontation. This self-sabotage keeps us stuck in a cycle of unfulfilled potential, unable to move forward or evolve. Perhaps most damaging of all is the feeling of isolation. Even when surrounded by others, being in a toxic relationship can make you feel completely alone. You may withdraw from friends and family, feeling ashamed, embarrassed, or too fearful to share what's happening. Over time, this isolation deepens the emotional pain and reinforces the belief that you are unworthy of healthy, loving connections. 3. Recognizing the signs of a bad relationship. Before we can break free from a toxic relationship, it's crucial to recognize the signs. These can manifest in various ways, and often we ignore or minimize them because we hope things will improve. However, understanding these signs can be the first step toward reclaiming your life. Constant criticism or belittling. Rather than supporting you, a toxic person frequently puts you down or criticizes you, making you feel small, unworthy, or incapable. Or emotional manipulation. This could involve guilt tripping, playing the victim, or using your vulnerabilities against you. You may feel like you're walking on eggshells, unsure of how to act to avoid conflict, or gaslighting. In a toxic relationship, you may be made to question your own perceptions or memories. The person may deny things they've said or done, leaving you confused and unsure of what's real. Lack of respect for boundaries. A toxic person disregards your personal boundaries, whether emotional, physical, or mental. They might push you to compromise your values or overstep in ways that make you uncomfortable. Frequent emotional outbursts or unpredictability. When a person's mood swings from love to anger, affection to neglect, it creates an environment of constant emotional whiplash, leaving you feeling insecure and unsettled. If any of these signs resonate with you, It's time to take a step back and assess whether this relationship is truly serving you or harming you. 4. How to break free. Getting out of a toxic relationship is one of the most empowering and challenging things you can do for yourself. The path to freedom might not be easy, but it is worth it. Here are some steps you can take to reclaim your life and break free from the chains of a bad relationship. Acknowledge the reality. The first step is acknowledging the truth of the situation. Understand that you deserve better than to be in a relationship that makes you feel less than, that compromises your happiness, or that prevents you from growing. This might be difficult because it requires confronting the pain and disappointment of accepting that things are not as they should be. But recognition is the first step to healing. Set boundaries. Once you've recognized the toxicity, it's time to set boundaries. Boundaries are not just physical, they are emotional and mental. Establish what is acceptable and what is not in your relationship. Clearly communicate these boundaries, and if the other person refuses to respect them, it's a clear indication that the relationship is unhealthy and needs to end. Seek support. Ending a toxic relationship can be lonely and frightening, but you don't have to do it alone. Reach out to friends, family, or a counselor for support. Let others help you see your value and offer guidance on how to navigate the difficult emotions and decisions. Support systems are crucial during this time of transition. Take time for self-care. During and after the end of a toxic relationship, prioritize self-care. Reconnect with yourself and take time to heal. Engage in activities that bring you peace, joy, and fulfillment. Spend time with people who lift you up and support your well-being. Rediscover your passions, hobbies, and goals. Self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity for rebuilding your sense of self after a painful experience. Embrace your power. The most powerful thing you can do is realize your own worth. You are deserving of love, respect, and happiness. Reaffirm to yourself that you have the strength to break free from toxic influences and rebuild your life in a way that reflects your true value. As you let go of unhealthy relationships, you open space for healthy, loving connections to flourish. 5. The journey to healing and growth. It's important to understand that healing is a process. It may take time to fully recover from the emotional and mental wounds of a toxic relationship. And that's okay. Be patient with yourself and trust that with each step forward, you are moving toward a future filled with healthier relationships, greater self-love, and a deeper understanding of your own strength. As you let go of what no longer serves you, you will make room for the people and experiences that align with your highest potential. The freedom and growth that come from breaking free from bad relationships are liberating. You are not defined by the toxic people or experiences from your past. You are defined by the courage you have to let go and create a life that nourishes you. Conclusion: you deserve better. You deserve to be in relationships that uplift you, support you, and encourage your growth. No matter how difficult it may seem, breaking free from bad relationships is the first step toward reclaiming your life and happiness. Trust in your ability to create a future filled with love, respect, and fulfillment. Your journey of healing and self-discovery begins now. Step into it with courage, knowing that the best is yet to come.